I've not spent a single penny on pest control in years. The defence system I use cost me less than £3 to set up. Let's talk about it and let's fix it. Slug pellets, 13 applications per season. Close to £100 on slugs alone. There's multiple versions on the shelf. Phthalic phosphate, organic approved, wildlife friendly, different labels, different prices, but every single one of them runs out. 13 applications, and that system's bill is hitting close to £100 on slugs alone. This is what I use instead, and it genuinely costs me nothing. Old beer traps in an old jogger plot or a plastic container sunk into the soil with its rim at ground level. Now, I know what you're thinking. Even cheap beer costs money. So here's what I actually use. Sourdough starter. Now, if you bake, you've got it. If you don't, well, it's flour and water left to ferment on a counter for a few days. Basically free. The slugs are attracted to the yeast and they climb in. And that's it. No pellets, no poison, no threats to the hedgehogs that's hopefully doing the lap of your garden at night. Just the stuff you're going to throw away anyway. Second layer, eggshells. Every time you crack an egg, save the shells, dry them out, crush them and ring them around any plants that the slugs are targeting. Those crushed edges are uncomfortable on their undersides and they go elsewhere. And you're cooking it anyway, so the eggshells are basically free. Aphids might be the one that stress people out the most because they appear overnight. You go out on a Tuesday morning, Broad's bees are completely plastered, and the temptation to go straight into the sprays, don't. Because this is what the sprays actually does. It knocks back the population on the day that you spray it. Then the ants, who literally farm the aphids for their honeydew, like tiny horrific livestock farmers, bring new colonies up within weeks. And if you're playing their games, you're playing every single time you do. And the system bill tricks you again. And it's not even guaranteed to work. I've lost all my seedlings and I used sprays, anything, and yet they died. Stop aphids permanently with nasturtiums. Nasturtiums are absolutely the final boss of aphids problem. A packet of seeds are like £1.50 for 30 seeds. And here's the thing, you'll never buy them again. They sell seeds so aggressively. By year 2, you have a problem of not growing them. I'm telling you right now, they're harder to get rid of than they are to keep going. One purchase forever. That's the deal. Aphids will choose nasturtiums over anything else in your garden. Every single aphid on the nasturtium is an aphid that's not on your beans or your courgettes or your tomatoes. Those nasturtiums will bring in lacewings. A single ladybird larvae eats up to 400 aphids before it even becomes a ladybird. 400 per larvae. And when the nasturtiums die back in the autumn, do not cut them to the ground. Leave those hollow stems. Lacewings and ladybirds will use them to overwinter to protect your garden next year as well. And the garden starts to maintain itself for £1.50. The nasturtiums get infected. That's the point. The messier they look, the harder they are working. Cabbage white butterflies. I know they're lovely, I know. But when you found a caterpillar munching away on your purple sprouting broccoli on the day you were meant to harvest it, you'll stop loving them really quickly. Garden Centre wants you to buy netting kits, 8 to 15 quid for a frame and mesh. And in my experience, the first decent wind in June will take half of it off. Here's a version that costs pennies that actually works, free on Facebook Marketplace, where someone is practically begging you to collect them. Drape them over your brassicas, peg them down at the edges. No butterflies land, no eggs, no caterpillars, no devastation on harvest day. And they last for seasons. If you already got caterpillars, which means the netting went on a little bit too late, I've done this and it's absolutely fine. Go out in the morning and check the underside of the leaves. Tiny little yellow dots, squish them. The caterpillars are green and can be hard to see. They tend to be on the vein of the leaf. Those two. 5 minutes every day costs you nothing. Physical barriers always beat chemicals every time, because physical you can't wash off. Carrot fly. This one is invisible because you don't know it's happening until harvest day. You pull out a beautiful carrot that you've been waiting 16 weeks for, and it looks like someone's been using it as a dartboard. I'm telling you right now, it's the most demoralising part of the whole entire season. The garden centre sells you barrier mesh. Yeah, it works. But there's something you're going to have to buy, stake out and replace when it splits. Here's a free fix companion plant with spring onions. Carrot flies finds your carrots by scent. It flies low to the ground, follows the carrot aroma to bring it home. But spring onions planted in alternating rows confuse the carrot fly. The carrot fly can't isolate the carrot smell through the onions, so it moves on. And here's the bit that's genuinely genius because it works both ways. Carrot scent confuses the alien leaf miner too, which tunnels through your spring onions and leeks and garlics, and each crop is actively protecting the other. A genuinely mutual deal. No extra spending, no extra equipment, 2 problems solved in the same bed. So you're planning your beds. Carrot row, spring onion row. Carrot row, spring onion row. This barrier costs you nothing. This one specifically for anyone that grows in pots or containers, which if you're renting is probably most of your setup. Vine weasels are the enemy of container gardening. The adults notch the edges of your leaves, which is annoying but sufferable. But the grubs are underground, in your compost, eating your roots, or whatever you're most proud of, and you'll never know what's happening. No overnight damage that you can investigate. Your plant looks absolutely fine. Then one morning, wilt. By the time you see it, the damage has already happened for weeks. The systems answer nematodes, microscopic worms you water into your soil, and it eats the grubs. They work, but they cost 10 to 15 pounds per application. And worse, they don't survive in winter. You have to reapply them every single season. Back to the shops, spending more money, back playing their game. The free version, French marigolds in every container. French marigolds, orange, yellows, their roots are toxic weasel grubs and a range of other soil pests. And they even bring in natural predators for above. A packet of seeds will run you £1.29 for 250 seeds. And here's the thing, at the end of the season, let a few flowers go to seed. Collect them and you'll never have to buy them again. 1 year, £1.29. Every year after that, nothing. Plant that actively defends your root zone, brings in pollinators, and costs you nothing after year 1. Birds. And I have to say, this is from someone who genuinely loves birds. I put feed out for them all winter, and I even named the robins. But come March onwards, they're a problem. Young seedlings are gone overnight. Strawberries missing in the morning before you were even gonna get to pick them. Brassicas look like someone's attacked them with scissors. And the shops are selling you bird nettings, £8 to £15. Spiral detectors, owl decoys, reflective tapes, which blow off in the wind, all of which work for about a week before the birds clock. That plastic owl hasn't moved in a few days and it's not a threat. Here's what actually works. It's completely free. Old CDs, you know exactly what it sounds like, but the reflective CDs hung on a bit of string above your bed catch the light, move in the wind, and constantly move around. Much better than a static decoy that they've already figured out. Your nan has a pile of them. Charity shops have a pile of them. Facebook Marketplace have people practically begging you to take them away. No cost, and they last for seasons. Every time the wind picks up, your garden is actively defended. Total spend for 6 of these defences if you're starting from absolutely nothing. Not a yoghurt pot, not an eggshell, not a single DVD. You're looking at like £2.79. £1.25 for French marigold seeds. 250 of them. Save some seeds at the end of the season. Next year, free. Facebook Marketplace will not fail you. Or perhaps even a few pence at a charity shop. That's it. Against the well over £100 the UK average gardener spends replacing products that do not fix the root problem. The system wants you buying slug pellets. The system wants you coming back to that aisle every single spring, picking up the same bottle off the same shelf. The system wants pest control to be a capital win for them. The moment you stop buying, they stop earning. You just built yourself 6 layers defense that run from beer traps, eggshells, bag of magnolia seeds. Let me know down below what you're going to try first. If there's any pests that I haven't covered, join the conversation. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, and make sure you're subscribed.